next thing I want to do is make a bunch of these. We used some of these to make those chests last episode, but I want to use them for their actual purpose. Let's see, we can get some panels, that's nice. And I bet we can get regular slabs, yeah. Now we're going to use these to give a little shape to some of these room dividers. It's going to be a little smaller than usual down here, but that's okay. Now if you've never seen these or anything like them, they're really cool. You just place them, then you right click them with the block that you want the texture of to be where the frame block is, and you can get some nice shapes. I forget exactly what we were doing for power gen in the last world, but in this one we're gonna start with the simple coal generator from just dire things, and we got some lignite coal. Very good. This will, produce not at a hugely fast rate, but definitely at a faster than 0 rate, some forge energy, which we can use to power the metallurgic infuser, which is definitely where we started with mechanisms. So we'll make, excuse me, so we'll make all the blocks that depend on it up to the jetpack and see where we are. So while that's doing its thing, we're going to go back to the kitchen. We're going to, I think we made this stuff last time, but we're going to get a Farmer's Delight setup going, because that is definitely the source of the good food in the pack. We'll need a bucket of water. There we go. We'll go ahead, we're going to put this down right here. Now we can do some cooking. Now the cook pot is, it is compatible, sort of. Like you can see the recipes. It looks like we may have to put them in ourselves, or maybe we would have needed 2 piles of tomatoes in our inventory. Thought we didn't have enough. Well, we can make some tomato sauce. And then we can use that to make even more food, like this fancy fish stew, which looks pretty good. We're also going to want one of these cutting boards. And we're going to want a knife. We might as well make a nice one. There we are. Now the other kitchen mod that we're going to want to get into is cooking for blockheads. We're going to make ourselves another furnace here. This mod can let you do a little bit of auto crafting if you get together the right materials. It all starts, do we have a book lying around? You basically start by smelting a book. Here you have it, cooking for blockheads. If we had any ingredients that we could make food with, we'd be able to see what we can make. But we can take this and craft it with a couple crafting tables and a couple of diamonds, and this will just craft it for us. And then we can further craft it into a cooking table, which is the center of this multi-block kitchen. Any of the blocks from the mod that touch or are touching a block from the mod that is touching the cooking table will become part of this kitchen. We're going to make a bunch of these blocks. Now, I know we used the sink in the last world. This will add water to recipes. It also works as an infinite water source. And there we go. Most of these are just, inventories. Particularly fancy inventories, but a few of them have some different properties. This of course is where you cook from. The refrigerator you can upgrade and get like snow and ice, and also kind of some inventory protection for stuff that's in the fridge. The oven you can actually cook in. It'll take solid fuel, or you can upgrade it so that it'll work with RF. Now we're gonna dye them because that don't look too good. I think that dark brown is probably just a lighting glitch, but We're going to dye the cabinets yellow so that the dark brown doesn't look as bad. And if the lighting glitch gets addressed, we'll maybe see about changing out the color, but that'll work for now. Now we got steel dust. We're getting some steel. Very good. We're going to need an energized smelter and an enrichment chamber, all this stuff. We're also going to need some cables. And these should... Oh! Okay. Let's see, I think we just need a piece of redstone for the basic tier. We're going to have to move some energy around. Yeah, here we go. And it looks like these are just gonna kind of fill up for us. So that's very nice. Now that we're done making our steel in here, we're gonna turn our attention to infused alloy, which is now 1 redstone dust, or 10 millibuckets per copper ingot. At some point we got this morpha tool as a quest reward, so we can set this to extract and do the whole thing. Nice, so we could just pop an energy cube here and not have to worry about having to charge one of these things before we can set it to extract. That's pretty cool. Speaking of energy cubes, that's exactly what we're going to be making. Because we're going to want someplace to store energy. They don't store a lot. I'm trying to say to start with. But it'll be a lot better than nothing. So we're going to need an osmium. Where is everything? What is everything? Here we go. First steel casing. Very exciting. Our rapidly diminishing iron. 1 basic energy cube. I don't know what we're gonna have for, let's see, I think this is what we want. Yeah. What we're gonna have for moving around fluids, but we will go ahead and use the mechanical pipes, and then we'll get another sink up there to get water to the electrolytic separator. Alright. Let's get this thing started. We're going to want to set these to dump excess. And then we should get, here we go. Yeah, that's what we want. Projectile, we're getting hydrogen over here and oxygen over here. That's good. This should be an output. And we'll set the rest of these up. By default, they're set up to output to the right. And this is good timing. We have just about run out of our processed iron. We got this stuff as a quest reward, and I would much rather get 3 for 1 out of this setup than just get 31 iron. We still don't have fortune. We really got to do something about that. Now we do have to go back to the Nether sooner or later, and by go back, I mean see it for the first time in this world. Pretty sure it was awful in the last one. Oh, good. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. I think you got it bad with the basalt delta, folks. Go ahead, popping right in the middle of the Soul Sand Valley. Alright, we're just here for some quartz. I don't know. Alright. I don't know what those things are. This guy. He hits pretty hard. So fast. It's a little laggy. But if we're careful, we should survive him. Oh, he's got knockback resistance, doesn't he? But what were those things? Is that some strange kind of that's some strange kind of creeper, isn't it? Is it friendly? Hello? Hello? Okay. Now, I am kind of tired of chopping down trees, so we're gonna catch back up with magic too. I think we had a spellbook and some basic glyphs. Right now we have, okay, we do have fell. We picked that up somewhere. We found some glyphs, and we found these things that, like, learn a random glyph. So we could right away. We could just go projectile fell, right? We'll just call it chop. These are starting to get a little sparse. Instead of having to climb up and do all the choppa for just a little bit of this this stuff down here, this source, we can chop down a tree in a decent sized section. Now we can improve it. We can also improve our little our source pool. But right now I'm just going to enjoy this. Now we can make more glyphs that will be of use to us with our friendly neighborhood scribes table here. Let's see. There we go. So this spellbook can only do tier 1 glyphs. You see there's quite a few. We have some Ars Nouveau. Well, these are some of those, I swear I saw tier 3. It doesn't matter. There's a few we're going to want to learn very quickly. We're going to want to learn light, wherever it is. Here we go, conjure mage light. Now, I guess we didn't select it. So it'll cost us 3 levels. We'll select it. And that's 3 levels worth of experience. You notice it didn't take us down to 24. But we can just right-click the relevant items, which we'll see floating above the table. When they're all there, we'll get our glyph. It's gone into our backpack. And now that we've learned it, we can come on over here to new spell slot and projectile light. Now we can place light at a distance. Now another thing we could do, this one takes 8 glass. We could put 8 glass or whatever in an inventory, and this thing will take it out of there, and we'll get our glyph. Now I'm working on putting a roof on this thing, and we're just going to keep it simple. Just going to do deep slate. We're going to use Macaw's roofs. These place just like stairs. I've already got some going up here. They're just like stairs. By happenstance and completing this quest and that quest, we've completed a lot of quests that are going to require us to click in here. So let's see just what all we're going to get. Looks like we got some stuff from Mechanism. And we got a free glyph. That's nice. And another one? Okay. All kinds of things. Farmer's Delight pack so far just seemed to be vanilla food. That's okay though. We'll eat it. All kinds of handy things here. We'll take a proper look in a second. Okay, well we got a ton of these. These are those things that I said I'd been finding that were teaching us random glyphs. This is a lot of stuff that will increase our personal... We ought to sleep. Let's see what else. Let's go over here. It's not as loud. We're unlocked. Okay, knockback. That's cool. These filter ones are from one of the add-ons. You can actually do all kinds of things with it. We got some food. We got a logistical sorter, which is... Let's see if we can get this to... yeah, it's filter sorting machine. We can auto eject, we can place into, and get out of inventories into logistical transporters, like we have this set up over here. They're pretty cool. Got some clay. Basic to diamond. That's sick. We can't do it with those, but we could get some more basic chests the next time we need to upgrade one of these, which will probably be soon. We got a nice, this is, you know, your basic barrel. It'll hold 4,096 of one item. We got a bunch of stuff that just flew into our inventory because we couldn't pick it up. More codex entries. Another filter, another filter. Conjures rain, okay. Another filter. Snare. So we're actually doing, you know, not too terrible. Yeah, a lot of this Ars Elemental stuff, and we'll get into that. So these, I don't want to put all 4 in, but we can, you know, let's see here. We got an 8,000 max on this one right now. That increases just a little bit. It also increases the machine's energy efficiency a little bit. So we're definitely going to want to put one over here on this Forge Energy Hog here. Now, we did get most of the roof on the place. We have to finish these walls here. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the kitchen ceiling. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the kitchen ceiling. But what we could do is we could like semi-finish this up here, sort of, and add some rooms and then like a proper attic up above and maybe some storage in the eaves. Who knows? I think we're going to call it here for today. There's some stuff I want to do that involves some stuff I don't have. So I'm going to deal with that, and then we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.